Hey YouTube, this is Cresta, and today I'm going to have a little showcase on Noble Knight Keyblade Wielder Altars, little Yugi Arts showcase. So here I have little Keyblade Wielder Sora. Now before I showed this deck already in form of a profile, and before the cards were called Keyblade Masters. Now there were some anal people that were saying like how they weren't masters yet, and then telling me about like a little history lesson about why they aren't masters. So I decided to just get rid of all the technicalities and just put Keyblade Wielder. Doesn't sound as cool, but it's more accurate, so it's a little bit more acceptable. Now as you can see here, way down the bottom, I put down the original name of the card. So if you can't figure out the card from the pose and the background, you can just fan out your hand and read the card from there. If you look closely, if you can see the text, I changed the text from any from any Noble Knights to Keyblade Wielders, and any Noble Arms into Keyblades. So it's more accurate to the cards. So first off, we have Keyblade Wielder Sora as MEDRAUT. The second up is Young Sora, the vanilla ARTORIGUS. Now I was planning on originally making the cards as accurate to the lores of the original cards as possible, but then I figured I'll just do what feels right, you know? So Young Sora here eventually turns into Final Form Sora, which is what you'll see in the extra deck as like the rank 5 Exceed. And in the original cards, ARTORIGUS does not change and does not even grow up into MEDRAUT, but it seems to be right that the main monster changes into, and main Sora changes into like the main card of the deck. So it works out like within Kingdom Hearts, not within Noble Knights, but within Kingdom Hearts, it's more accurate. I changed the name to Young Sora, so like helps you differentiate between Sora and Young Sora. I changed the vanilla text here, and again you can see the original name of the original card here. And Destiny Islands is in the background. And this is the spot where Sora first got his Keyblade, so that's where the Sword in the Stone would have been. Next up, Keyblade Wielder Roxas as BORZ. The original card BORZ had the green background, but it looked ugly when I have like Roxas in black and then a green background. It just seems kind of weird. So I changed the background completely into the world that never was. So here is Kingdom Hearts, and here is the tower blurring into Roxas's background. And it makes sense with him, because the first turn play usually would be MEDRAUT into BORZ, and then Exceed into the rank 5 Sora, Final Form. So it makes sense that it'd be Roxas, plus he is a wielder of Keyblades too. So it makes sense that he would have the Keyblade gathering effect, you know? Because he gathered Sora's Sora's Kairi and Riku Keyblades. So it made sense he'd be BORZ. Next up is Riku. Made sense from the Lancelin because the synchro is Dark Lancelin, so Riku synchros into Dark Riku. So it made sense from there. Plus, builds don't usually play him, and you scarcely see Riku in Sora's life within the game, so he's like missing a lot. Lady of the Lake is now Princess of Heart Kairi. It kind of goes without saying why I would choose this to be Lady of the Lake. Instead of hugging the Keyblade, you can see her holding her Keyblade. Now before, in the previous video, I had, what's her name, Gwendolyn as Naminé, because it kind of fit the whole Naminé manipulates memories kind of thing, and Gwendolyn manipulates like equip statuses and such. But I thought about some more, and I decided to change it into Effect Veiler. Because Gwendolyn, originally, she had a pose which Nominate... I couldn't find any images where Nominate kind of does the same pose, so I couldn't edit her into that. So I got lazy and just slapped on a picture of Nominate onto the card. But now that I looked back on it, this makes more sense because she wipes out memories, and so, you know, Memory Veiler makes sense. Now, I changed Gwendolyn to somebody else because Nominate is no longer there. Xion. You can pretty much understand why this will make sense. Plus, Xion has more interaction with Roxas than Nominate does, because BORZ's effect, you can use Gwendolyn as a target for BORZ's 3 reveal. So you can choose Xion along with 2 other Keyblades for Roxas's power or effect. So it makes more sense that she would interact more with him rather than Nominate and interact with him. And the shadows kind of fit easier with the theme. I changed the background to Castle Oblivion rather than the dance hall that Gwendolyn was originally in, because it suited more of the theme of the cards. And you can see the original thing, the original, what's it called? Handrail. So there's part of the original picture still on there. King Mickey as Gawayn, because Mickey comes out of nowhere to save the day. So say MEDRAUT got Veilered or Phoenix Chained and he's back to level 4. Mickey comes in out of nowhere and exceeds into Master Form to save the day. That kind of cheesy thing. Now originally, before the first round of alters, Goofy was DRYSTAN because Goofy was had a scene where he's lying down and DRYSTAN was sitting down. Mainly it was because I couldn't find an image of Donald sitting down, so I couldn't really put Donald standing up where DRYSTAN was sitting down, so I didn't want to do that. But then the fan, luckily, he showed me an image of Donald lying down. So this makes a lot more sense because he is the offensive guy. He pops. So if you equip DRYSTAN or Donald with a Keyblade, he pops. And plus, GWALCHAVAD had a shield, so it makes more sense that Goofy be the guy with the shield. And it looks better overall this way. It feels a little bit more right. And then the newest addition is Xemnas as Thunder King Ryo. It makes sense. Both of them are very annoying to deal with, and the sacrifice effect, you know how he like sacrifices his organization for the sake of Kingdom Hearts. Cheesy, I know, but the thought's there. And last is the guy who basically pumps up all the Keyblade masters and Keyblade wielders into masters by, you know, magic and tutorials. Yensid as Honest. Yep. Makes sense. So this is the main deck that I've altered so far. Next up are the Keyblades. Ultima had to be EXCALIBURN because it fit that way. And then we have Oathkeeper. Oathkeeper makes sense because it's Kairi's Keyblade, and you know Kairi's kind of like, she feels like a healer, you know? Oblivion is the evil Keyblade, so, I mean, it's not evil, dark Keyblade. It fits the background, and it just looks better this way. It pops back row, so it's kind of like a offensive kind of thing, which is what Riku is. Destiny's Embrace, Kairi's Keyblade. So, because, you know, the name was Destiny, so it was Destiny that it had to be Destiny. And then Keyblade Way to Dawn as, for Gallatin. Because the background is Dawn showing, so it makes sense for the Keyblade to be Way to Dawn. And when people go into Lancelin, they usually equip Gallatin onto him, so he can run over things. So it would make sense for Riku to wield his own Keyblade. And, yep, just zoomed in here. So those are the Keyblades. Now the extra deck, final form Sora as Sacred King ARTORIGUS. The original art had the entire background was blue, but I edited it to be a little more aura-ish because it looks cooler this way. Master form, the second best form for the second best XYZ, in my opinion. Riku changes into Darkness Riku, basically when he's possessed by Ansem fully. So you can tell this is Riku and not Ansem because of the organization coat. And there's the Heartless in the background being cool and stuff. Ventus. It was a light, and I wanted to make him Paladynamo at first because it made more sense, but I wanted to save Paladynamo for a more important role. We will see later. I wanted Terra to be something with a dark attribute, but still a level 4 and easy to make, and it's generally played. So my strokes seem to be perfect. Aqua. She felt like most like a spellcaster, and Bujinte Tsukiyomi's effect seemed kind of like the most magic-ish, so Aqua kind of fit the most perfectly. Because the whole discarding and then drawing 2 seems more like a spellcasting thing rather than an offensive thing. Vanitas absorbs people. Enough said, and it looks really, really cool. And it makes sense for, you know, this badass to be one of the most badass XYZs in the game. This goes without saying, really. It's quite obvious why this would be this. Shion's huge in her final form. Excalibur's huge. So it made sense. And right after when Shion gets beat by Roxas, it goes down, so it goes back down to 2000. Axel couldn't be more perfect for Volcasaurus. Cloud as Paladynamo. It makes sense because he made his Buster Sword, gets big, you know, kills things. But mainly because Sephiroth, the one who blows up the world, is EXCITON. Paladynamo seems to be like the best anti-EXCITON card. Because, you know, Warrior versus Fiend kind of thing. It just feels right, you know? Because Paladynamo kills EXCITON during his own turn, and if EXCITON blows up during his own turn, Paladynamo draws. So it just makes sense. Neku Sakuraba as GAGAGA COWBOY, because it just seemed right, because Neku seems like the poking kind of character, and that one last poke for 800 finishes the game. And I also changed the attribute here to the player pin, because it looks cooler that way. I just made the Diamond Dire Wolf Cerberus. It fits 2 perfectly. And Abyss Dweller as Ariel. Because it's either Ariel or Sora in his mermaid form. And, you know, Sora's already been taken. And I wanted to put more Disney characters in the extra deck. Other than Square Final Fantasy characters and Square characters and that. So yeah, that is the Noble Knight Kingdom Hearts deck. Here I'll show off some like of the interactions of the cards just so you can see how it works. Summon the Sora. Activate Oathkeeper. Oathkeeper activates. Gain 500. Activate Sora's effect. Special Roxas. Pop Oathkeeper. Re-equip to Roxas. Roxas' effect. Revealing for the sake of what looks cool. Oblivion. Destiny's Embrace. Shion. It really depends on what deck you're playing against for your choices, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just picked a random 3. Destiny's Embrace. And the other 2 go in the graveyard. Equip Destiny's Embrace to Sora. Overlay the 2 level 5s. These 2 fall off. To Final Form Sora. Embrace triggers. Re-equip. Sora triggers. Oathkeeper. Shion. And Oblivion. if better choice would be Ultima for this. I just picked it because it looked cooler to be next to Oathkeeper. So this is your general first turn field. What looks like that. Looks cooler if it does this. Just to look like a badass. So that would be like a cool first turn. Or you can have Roxas equip, say, Oblivion. Roxas' effect, 2 Keyblades, and a Shion. This shows off the interaction between the two. And then do a whole cool thing. Let's see, say you have her in the graveyard and him on the field. Riku, Kairi level eats off of Riku. Synchro, Riku goes dark form. Riku activates, equip his own Keyblade, waited on. Attack, he activates, search out Sora, because he's looking for Sora. And then now you have Sora ready for your next turn, and Riku's here to be cool. Oh, Kairi's banished. Don't forget that. Also, say you have Sora Vanilla in your graveyard. Normal summon Kairi. Kairi activates special Sora. Synchro to Dark Riku. You have the trio. And then, you know, Dark Riku activates. Search out, I guess, Ultima. Equip it. Yeah. And say you have, for the sake of this, Sora, equip. Well, not this. Just for the sake of this, say equip. Opponent Veilers, or Phoenix changes his effect. Oh no, what are you gonna do? He sits there doing nothing. King Mickey comes in to save the day. Special summon. Overlay, falls off. Say you have a Kairi in hand. Like, in your hand. Let's overlay into Aqua. Aqua effect activates. Discard, detach. Discard your hand. Draw 2. And nice. Opponent's turn. Aqua somehow survives. Somehow. Draw a card. Oh, that's not bad. But yeah, just cool stuff like that. There's a lot of cool things you can, like, bring out in extra deck too. I don't know. For example, let's just show this off. Summon Sora. Activate. Ultima. Special summon. Vanilla Sora. Pop this. Overlay. Vanitas. So now you got the triple Sora thing going on here. And then, detach. Take your opponent's monster. Say a Ventus. And now he's here being invincible. Now you got this in the graveyard. Next turn, draw in the Kairi. Normal Kairi. Special Sora. Synchro. Into... where is he? Dark Riku. Dark Riku activates. Search your deck. Search out... where'd he go? Waited on. Attack with Dark Riku. And attack successful. Let's just say that. Search out, for the sake of it, Roxas. Yeah. So the deck looks really, really cool compared to regular Noble Knights if you just put in Kingdom Hearts. That's a good example of what the deck looks like when it's played. It's also cool to wipe your memory. Or summon Organization Leader Xemnas. Attack into Xemnas. No! Drop gun, Sid. Okay, enough of this. You guys pretty much get the idea. So if you guys want to have your own Kingdom Hearts Noble Knight crossover deck, just PM me on Facebook. I have a link in the description box down below that you can just click. And yeah, just send me a PM on there. I charge $3 each, and I only take PayPal for now because there's a lot of money that could be lost in the mail, so I don't want to risk that. So yeah, just send me a PM and we work something out. This is Cresta signing out.